Well, from Inglewood, California to Orange, California. Last week we had Dash Harris. This week we've got another Aggie athlete, Californian. I'm here with soccer player Mary Grace Schmidt. Thanks for joining me today. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. I guess we'll start just talking about California. I know you guys just started your two-a-day practices. Is it times like that when you're out there in that heat that you miss California?
It's definitely a lot different in the summer here than it is at home. But luckily I came back a week and a half early this time, so it wasn't as big of a shock this year as it was the last two. But I mean, you definitely miss the nice cool breeze and the 70-degree weather.
Yeah. Do you get to visit like quite a bit
Here?
Do you get to go home?
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. My parents get me to come home a lot, which is great, so I don't get too homesick throughout the school year. I usually go home like every holiday and over the summer, which is nice.
But is it kind of a shock when you first moved out here after living in the LA area?
Yes, it's a lot different. I mean, everywhere you look, there's either a house or a building or something. It's not like there's a lot of free space, not a lot of like, oh yeah, I'm living next to cows. Like literally behind my house, I like have 4 cows just standing there right now. So it's a lot different than at home.
How did you decide and like first get into soccer? How did you decide and when was that?
My older sister, Catherine, actually played. She's 7 years older than me, and I was like 3, and I was playing with her team. I'm not like on the field like during matches and stuff, but I would practice, and I honestly like thought I was like part of the team, and so my strides weren't as long, but I tried to keep up, and then I guess ever since then it was like fell in love with it and never stopped.
Was it the only sport that you ever played like in high school, or did you do other stuff?
Middle school I played volleyball and ran track, and then I ran track in high school as well, but soccer was my forte.
Did you like do a lot of club teams and stuff?
Yeah, I stayed with the same club team all the way through. I was on one from the time I was like 7 to 8, and then when I was 8 years old I switched to a club team for OJSC, and then we went over to Slammers as like the stepsisters is what we were called actually, and stayed with them all the way through.
So are you a part of the Harry Potter Club?
Yes, actually, I am a proud member. But that was probably one of the most fun clubs we had. Actually, we had like butter beers and little like Harry Potter snacks at each meeting. It was pretty entertaining.
Was that in high school or was that here?
Oh, in high school. We should start one here.
Do you double as a Quidditch player too? Because I know they got a team here, a good team.
Oh my gosh, I've actually met with some of them. I know this sounds really embarrassing, but I got to be friends with one of the girls on the Quidditch team, and she asked us to come out, but unfortunately, when you're in like an NCAA sport, you're not allowed to do 2 at once, so we had to, there's a couple girls on the team, and we had to, choose soccer over the Quidditch team.
You kept busy with a lot of musicals. Do you still do that? Or I don't know if you did a lot of musicals, but do you do choir or anything like that?
Not now. I did a lot in high school, middle school and high school. I was always in like choir and stuff like that and involved in stuff like that. But I mean, I always just loved to sing. Ever since I was little, it was something I really loved. So when I got into high school and I had some free time, it was like, oh, let's do a musical.
You're very involved with church. Do you still get to stay involved here? I think you said you were a Eucharist minister and a Sunday school teacher. Do you get to do any of that here?
Unfortunately, I looked into it freshman year, but because of our travel schedule and our game schedule, it really didn't work out as well as I would have hoped. But I was really involved in high school. I went to a Catholic high school, so it was really easy for me to be involved in like, church stuff on campus and off campus because it was right there in front of me. And now it's kind of like our weekend schedules conflict with the church schedule. So, I mean, I make it to Mass on Sundays as much as I possibly can over at St. Mary's, but, I mean, sometimes you just don't have a lot of time on the weekends.
What is your major?
My major is, I guess, currently in the works. I'm trying to get approved right now for university studies. My area of concentration will be in Mays Business School, and then my 2 minors will be art and architectural history.
So what do you want to do in the future? I mean, I'm sure that you want to do soccer, but when all that's over with, do you want to get into something specific to your major?
In all honesty, I tried to get the major to like work with what I want to do. I want to do something in fashion. I hope to be like a buyer for a department store like Neiman's or Bloomingdale's or Saks or something like that. And so I've looked into that a lot and met with a couple people, and I'm hoping that that's an area I can get into.
That's cool. Sounds like you got a plan. But you do want to play soccer, hopefully, after college, too? Maybe go to the World Cup?
That would be amazing. I mean, especially after watching this last one, you watch it and you just get chills sometimes. It's incredible.
Was it really special seeing that, seeing how much of a spotlight that women's soccer got?
Yeah, and I mean, they talk about all the time like the '91 World Cup, and it's huge. That was like a big turning point for, U.S. women's and girls soccer. In the United States, it changed everything. And so, I mean, things have been, every little girl plays. Things have been a lot different in the last 15 years or so. Like everyone plays, and I mean, I'm hoping that it, not just in our country, but in other countries. I'm hoping Japan, like after winning, that starts their, run in youth women's soccer. And I mean, it's a fun sport to play, and I hope every girl gets a chance.
What are your expectations or goals for this upcoming season?
Oh, national championship. I mean, we met with Mr. Burns this morning, and he said that it was 4 of our teams won national championships and 9 won conference championships. So, I mean, we were one of those conference championships, but we're hoping to be that 5th national championship, and that's the plan. That's where we're going to be, December 4th.
What is your favorite Aggie moment, and what is your favorite Aggie tradition?
Oh, man. Aggie tradition, probably when we beat THO right before the game. It's probably one of the most fun things when the other team hears their name at the end of that. And then when we won the conference championship, it was kind of like, man, finally the class above ours was kind of, they were called like the cursed class, and so we were excited to break it and excited to not be a part of it and to bring it back to A&M where it belongs.